What's going on YouTube? It's Lee. Thanks for watching Hanging with Lee TV. And today I'm just gonna, come on here. I decided to make a tutorial video just because, for me it was really frustrating with my barber, just with him being accessible, with him actually being there when he says he's gonna be there. And cutting your hair is great, yourself, because you don't have to rely on anybody else, and that's a really big bonus for me. Right now, what I wanted to do is just make a video on cutting my own hair, since it's pretty much what I've been doing for about the last year, ever since my barber kind of pushed me over the edge there and I decided not to go back. So one of the first things you want to do, you definitely want to have a comb. So you want to just comb out your hair, make sure you got little kinks on if you have any. So once you're done that, everything's looking good. And then once you do that, you're ready to start. I use the raw magic clip. That's pretty much what I use. I usually use a 1. Kind of keeps my hair dark without going too low. I usually fade the neck and fade the sides a little bit as well. All that's pretty easy. Alright, to do by yourself. Pretty much there's a list of things that you want to have when you first start. Okay, and that list is, you definitely want to have a comb. Okay, if you need to, you might want to have a brush. Usually I have a brush that I don't necessarily care about too much, or maybe an old brush, something that I don't mind getting a lot of hair and things like that. Also, you want to have a mirror. Okay, I use a mirror just to make sure that I can kind of see in the mirror, kind of see what I'm doing in terms of cutting the back of my hair, things like that. For most people, that's the most challenging part about cutting your own hair. One of the other things you definitely want to make sure you want to have a trimmer, something to edge up. I use Andy's T outliner. Okay, and pretty much what I've done is I've adjusted them so that they're a little sharp. And I can make another video about how to do that. It's pretty easy, it's pretty quick, and it's just kind of a no-brainer. And so once you make sure you have all of those things, you should be set. You also want to have a mirror right in front of you. I have a mirror right here, which is pretty much what I'm using to actually see what I'm doing. So one of the first things that I do when I first start cutting my hair is I actually fade the back, and then I actually kind of go over my hair and then I shape it up. Some people shape it up first, but you can do whatever you choose to do when you cut your own hair. So what I do is I take my wall, I close it completely using this lever here. This is open and this is closed. Okay, open, closed. Alright, now when you have it closed, that's pretty much going to make sure that it gets a lot closer than normal. When you have it open, it's going to kind of create that lip there, okay? So when I'm blowing the back of my hair, what I like to do is I used to keep it closed first. I'm going to use my mirror to make sure I can hit the back of my hair and go straight across. Another thing that might be challenging for some people is switching hands while you're cutting. For me, I've been doing this for a while, so it's not too difficult for me to do it. Okay, great. So this is pretty much what everything looks like in the back. Okay. And so what I'm going to do next, let me make sure you guys can see that actually. Okay. Okay, great. So now that you guys are able to see that, what I normally do is I open it completely, open my blade all the way, then I go over the same line and basically kind of create this upward motion, kind of like this, like you're scooping ice cream or something like that. And you want to make a flicking motion while you're doing it. Now that creates a nice clean fade, okay? Okay, great. So this is pretty much what the back looks like now, after I have it open. Okay. I take a wall half guard. Okay, pretty much take the clipper, snap it on, like that. Now if you don't hear snap, be worried. Reason being, if you don't hear it snap, that means it's probably not on and it's probably going to come off while you're cutting your hair, which can be terrible. And you're going to have to cut all of your hair off and you're going to be completely pissed off at yourself. So make sure that it's all the way on before you start. One of the things that I do, again, I have it closed first, I go over the line, then I open it, then I go over the line one more time. I'm going to do both of those just for time's sake, so that you don't have to sit here and watch me do both and kind of show you in between again, okay? Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit with the close. Gonna open it up, like I said. Look at it again. Over the same line. Okay. Okay, great. So once you do that, this is pretty much what it looks like now. Okay. All right. So what you want to do is you want to take your wall. You want to put the one guard on. Okay. So you put the one guard on, and then you want to cut it closed. Okay. One of the things too, by the way, which is a good tip, you always want to keep your clippers clean. So what I do is I take an old toothbrush and I just kind of brush it, keep it clean. Okay. And then again, like I said, I'm gonna go over it once with the one guard closed, and then open it gradually until I get the kind of fade that I'm looking for. Okay. Okay, so this is it closed. All right, and now I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna open it up a little bit, about halfway, and I'm gonna go over it one more time. Okay, and so now I'm going to take my comb, remember the comb? I want to comb out the hair. Okay. Now that I'm done that, what I want to do is I want to actually fade the sides a little bit. I want to fade it, usually I like to fade it up to about here or so. So again, I'm going to fade it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to start all over again. Make sure I clean my clippers with the toothbrush. Okay. And then I'm actually going to have it open just because I like my sideburns to kind of blend in. And I'm going to go over my sideburns. I'm going to go up to about here. And then I'm going to switch blades. Okay. So I'm going to actually go from about right here. And then I'm going to switch blades. Okay. Okay, great. So now I've done that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my half guard again, pop it on. Okay, leave it open first just to see how much hair is going to come off, and then adjust it necessary. If you need to take a little bit more hair off, then you want to actually slide your lever and close it so you get a closer fade. Okay. Now once I do that, what I want to do is I want to take the blade off, take the guard off, and I want to switch to the one. Then what I want to do is, again, I usually keep it open first just to be safe, to make sure I don't take off too much hair, and then I usually close it as necessary to get the kind of fade that I'm looking for. Okay. Okay, cool. Now I have the kind of fade that I'm looking for. Okay. Now I have that. What I want to do is I want to make sure that I open it all the way. So what I want to do is keep it open all the way first, and then again I'll lower the lever as necessary. Okay. At this point, you'll definitely want to use your mirror. Now this is the part where things get tricky. A lot of times people have cowlicks. If you don't know what a cowlick is, basically where your hair grows. It grows in all different directions. So for instance, my cowlick is here, okay? And my hair goes here, it goes this way, it goes that way, and then down, things like that. What you'll want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you're very careful in that area of your head. So when you're looking in the mirror with your mirror, you want to make sure that you're going with the grain of your hair. I cut my hair with the grain of my hair, okay? So you want to make sure you cut with it, the same direction that your hair grows. If you're cutting your hair against the grain, it's not really that important. Just make sure you clean up and get all those areas and kind of go with the direction that your hair goes, okay? So again, I'm going to go ahead and cut with the grain. I'm going to be very, very careful around my collar to make sure that I don't cut too much hair off and that I don't create a little gap or missing chunk of hair, which is not what the ladies are looking for, okay? Take the half guard off.